Hollywood is fighting two wars today: actors versus AI and Netflix versus Paramount for Warner Bros. And while the industry battles itself, DC is making its biggest creative gambles yet. Here's everything that matters. The battle for the future of Hollywood has officially left the boardroom and moved to a massive public front. Over 800 major artists, including Scarlett Johansson, Kate Blanchett, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, have united behind a blunt message to tech companies. Stealing our work is not innovation, it is theft. This isn't a simple contract negotiation. It's a coordinated defensive maneuver from an industry that has seen the future. The campaign argues that AI developers are scraping creative work without authorization, threatening the entire economic and cultural ecosystem of film, TV, and music. But the underlying fight is much larger. For actors, the real fear is an existential threat where AI generates entirely new, compelling performances, emotion, voice, and likeness without them. If the public accepts AI actors, the star's unique humanity ceases to be a necessary asset. This is a battle for professional survival. They're appealing to ethics because they lack the technical leverage to stop the shift toward studios' own servers or data center. If the studios don't want to build, studios have the money to spend on cloud computing platforms and moving their projects in the already builds like AWS and Azure, which are building the tools to make human labor optional. And while the actors fight for their souls, corporate titans are fighting for the body of Warner Bros. Discovery. The battle for control has entered an aggressive new phase. Paramount is making a hostile $77.9 billion takeover bid, and they have just triggered the nuclear option, a proxy fight. Here's the play-by-play. Paramount's cash offer of $30 per share has only been accepted by about 7% of shareholders. Over 93% are siding with the board's preferred deal. Netflix's $72 billion all-cash offer for just the studio and streaming assets. Since Paramount can't win over shareholders directly, they're moving to replace Warner's leadership entirely. If they install their own directors, they can reject the Netflix merger. This is a classic hostile tactic. Paramount is betting that Warner's leadership is vulnerable. They want to rebuild a media empire, while Netflix wants a surgical strike on the entertainment arm. This fight is no longer just about price. It's about the future structure of Hollywood. Is Paramount's proxy fight a brilliant move to unlock value, or a desperate spoiler tactic that will leave Warner in a weakened position regardless of who wins?
And these corporate battles directly affect what DC can make right now.
Moving over to the creative side, DC Studios has finally made a move on the brave and the bold. They've hired Christina Hodson to write the script, with Andy Muschietti set to direct. The reaction from fans has been less than optimistic. One top comment puts it bluntly: "Not a great writer. Birds of Prey was mediocre, and The Flash would have been crap without Michael Keaton." Looking at Hodson's filmography, it's a mixed bag. You have the highs like Bumblebee, but you have the lows like the poorly received thrillers Shut In and Unforgettable. Then there is the Batgirl movie, which was famously shelved by Peter Safran for being not releasable. This hiring feels like a safe in-house bet from James Gunn, bringing back a known collaborator rather than making a bold creative choice. It fuels the theory that the DCU is becoming a walled garden of repeat players. Is this slow pace a sign of planning or a lack of confidence? Many fear there won't even be a Brave and the Bold movie before The Batman Part 3. This safe approach is clashing with a very crowded strategy for the Superman sequel, Man of Tomorrow. A new rumor claims a fourth villain, Maxima, is joining the cast. Maxima is a powerful alien warrior queen and a major admirer of Superman. The rumor says she starts on Brainiac's side, but eventually helps the heroes. Now, let's put on our skepticism hats. This comes weeks after Gunn personally debunked a Wonder Woman rumor. But if true, it follows a pattern. We already have Brainiac, Lex Luthor, and Rick Flag Sr. adding Maxima makes the sequel feel incredibly packed. Remember when Spider-Man 3 or The Amazing Spider-Man 2 were torn apart for being overstuffed? The criticism back then was messy plots and underdeveloped characters. Now we have a rumor about a fourth villain in a single Superman movie, and the discourse isn't about it being overstuffed, it's about whether the rumor is true. Have the goalposts moved just because the director's face changed? Finally, look at the comics for the ultimate proof of this reset culture. Reports say DC is de-aging Superman's son, John Kent, back to a kid this April. This would be a major reset for a character who was recently part of an older Titans lineup. It's a classic move, but it raises the question, do constant reboots make it feel like nothing has lasting consequences? Is this a clever way to bring back the Super Sons dynamic?
So while actors fight machines and studios fight for ownership, DC bets everything on overloaded villains and de-aged sidekicks. The only question is, which war changes Hollywood first?